guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about my goddess, Rhiannon. Now I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I've literally been practicing it for the last 10 minutes and even went to Google. I know that's really bad that I can't necessarily pronounce my goddess's name, but with somebody that has learning disabilities, it is okay sometimes as long as you give it your best. So once again, I did a blog post about this. It will be down below, so I will be reading from that. If you actually want to read it with me, then pull up the thing. Okay. If you are curious of the main goddess that I worship, her name is Rhiannon. Rhiannon. Yes. How I found her was I was Googling Celtic gods and goddesses. When I found her name, I felt this hand land on my shoulder. Now, that's completely true, and it was kind of like, I wouldn't say it was creepy, but like, because I've already dealt with a lot of paranormal growing up, so it was just different, you know? I knew that she was it. When I started to research her, I realized that she was amazing. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you what I have found. Rhiannon is a Welsh/Celtic goddess, and her name means the Great Queen or White Witch. She is the goddess of wind, the moon, and the gates. I also found that she was a divine queen of the fairies. She was born at the first moonrise and the goddess of fertility. When I found her before I found out that she was the queen of the fairies, which made it even more amazing for me. She's a moon goddess, she's the queen of the fairies, it kind of all intertwines. I just recently found out that she's kind of more for horses and stuff too, which doesn't directly relate to me, but in my past it would have, in the sense that I used to have horses, I used to raise horses, I loved riding horses. So, Rhiannon has been manifested as a young, beautiful woman in gold and riding a gorgeous white horse with singing birds flying around her head. The singing birds can wake spirits or grant sleep to mortals. Much of what we know of her comes from the ancient Welsh folklore book, the *μαgicaλ* by Lady Charlotte Guest. It is the first 3 chapters. She is associated with ᴊᴇᴛᴏ, the Welsh mare goddess, and probably both have been derived from the old Celtic goddess ฬิγᴇᴛᴏ. Her story goes as that she was the daughter of the lord of the underworld, ᴊᴇᴏ. Okay, yes, I'm going to be butchering these names. They will all be down here. Don't come at me, please. Okay, and she chose ᴊᴇᴏ, the prince of ḻifeë, as a partner instead of the person that her family had for her. Because of that, her father got very angry and cursed her. She was cursed to never bear children, but her being who she was, she went on an adventure to find an enchantment to break her curse. It was then that her son was born, the heir of ḻifeë, but he was taken by an evil spirit. The handmaidens that were in charge of watching over the child knew they would be in trouble, so went out and killed the dog and spread the blood all over Rhiannon's clothes. So her people believed that she had ate the child. That's so messed up. After that, and getting to know her husband, he punished her. Even though all the years of her punishment, she stayed silent and remained dignified and never blamed another person until she had evidence. But during that time, a lord named Rhiannon met a baby boy in the woods and took him to raise him. 7 years had passed, and he was recognized as Rhiannon's son and was safely returned to his family. After growing at superhuman speed, and because of his similarities with Powell, her punishment was finally over. Okay, that's the backstory of her. If you have any critiques or things to add, put it in the comments below. The animal stones, incense, and etc. that are related to her are horses, frogs, dogs, and puppies, songbirds, dragons, badgers, hummingbirds, all white flowers, rosemary, sage, pansies, daffodils, cinder, pine. The incense, lavender, geranium, narcissus, sandalwood, bergamot, and neroli. The stones are crystal quartz, bloodstone, silver, gold, cat's eye, moonstone, amethyst, garnet, ruby, and turquoise. That's very funny because I am garnet. It is my birthstone. Colors: white, silver, red, gray, dark green, gold, maroon, black, and brown. Okay, black is my favorite color, so that kind of goes with it as well. When I get a smell of lavender randomly, I always feel her near, and I truly love that because it is one of my favorite scents. Her element is earth, and earth is my secondary element. Some people say you only have one element or you don't really have an element, but when I've done my studies, I always felt that I was very connected to water and earth, so I say that you have an element. My first element obviously is water and then earth. I feel best in water and earth. Okay, her day is Monday, and the best offering for her is music. I prefer Celtic music when I'm studying or doing anything Wicca related, so I normally play Celtic music. Planet, moon, moon phase, waning, wheel of the year, feast of Rhiannon, March 1st, willow moon, April 15th through May 12th, ivy moon, September 30th through October 27th, July 4th, May Eve, April 30th. The myth behind her is that she was a healer and she possesses great power. She's an inspirational figure for those who are into poetry, singing, and are an artist. The birds that fly around her head are her servants, and she is their mistress. It has been seen that those birds have been seen in Celtic symbols and Celtic art. She is known to be the goddess of the underworld and rules the dream world. She is there to help others believe in themselves and to identify with our souvenir wholeness. Symbols and items that are scarce to Rhiannon in modern-day pagan practice include horses and horseshoes, the moon, birds, and wind itself. A myth related to her after the trauma that she endured is when having a newborn tie a red ribbon to their clothes so that evil spirits cannot steal the child and call them by a magical name to confuse said evil spirits. When doing magical practices with Rhiannon, it is best to have some type of horse-related item on the altar or your working space. Offering of sweetgrass, hay, milk, or even music are appropriate. The items best to use to summon Rhiannon are white clothing and lavender or violet incense. These rituals contain a few minutes of meditation during the day. Be sure to wear white clothing, just like the goddess, all day long. Light an incense every time you feel lost, asking for directions to Rhiannon, and making questions to yourself about the situation. The goddess will sharpen your instincts so that you can proceed in the right direction, but it is up to you to follow them. I hope that this helped you in understanding goddess Rhiannon better or at all. I feel that she speaks to a lot of people's hearts, especially with her story and her strength within her story. I will say that within my research of her, I did not know that she was the goddess of horses. I've already said that. Remind you, I did this research about 6 years ago and had limited resources. It makes me understand my wants and needs to ride horses recently. I feel her a lot when I have that thought process. If you have anything to fix with what I have said or add, please do. That's gonna be the end of the video. I'm gonna cut the ending very short right now because of my phone memory. I don't know what's going on. So if y'all have any requests for videos, put them down below. Bye, guys.